Welcome to TMZ Live. They have a list every year of the most powerful women in Hollywood. I would argue that this year's winner should be Halle Berry, because Halle Berry has moved the governor of California into immediate action on the subject of menopause.
Yeah, because she put the heat on Governor Gavin Newsom pretty strongly last night during a New York Times event. She was on stage talking about menopause. This has been an issue for Halle all year. She's been talking about this. She went to D.C. and talked about it last year. So last night, she called out the governor for a bill that he has vetoed.
Twice.
And she brought up something that really gets to him. That's a presidential run in 2028.
Yanking 50% of the population from voting for him.
So here's what she said, and then we're going to tell you how the governor responded to this because of the reaction she's getting.
A good thing that happened yesterday. Illinois just became the first state to mandate coverage for HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. But, yes, that's something to, absolutely. But the opposite of that, back in my great state of California, my very own governor, Gavin Newsom, has vetoed our menopause bill, not 1, but 2 years in a row. But that's okay, because he's not going to be governor forever. And with the way he's overlooked women, half the population, by devaluing us in midlife, he probably should not be our next president either. Just saying.
Shots fired. So,
yes.
Governor Newsom has said when he did veto those bills that it was because he didn't want health care premiums to increase because they were already way too high. And that's a big issue now. Now, let's talk about last night. Halle said this, and then last night, governor...
And Governor Newsom was at that same event, so
right.
He heard very much...
He spoke, but he didn't say anything about this.
Yes, he heard her say it, and he certainly heard the reaction to it. Well, cut to this morning, Governor Newsom leaving the New York State area, and this is what he said. But
before we get to this morning, though, last night...
Well, yes, there was a statement that came out from the governor's office last night.
Right.
That said that we are looking forward to, over the next year, working with Halle Berry and others on this issue.
Which makes it feel like it's kind of in play, but no done deal yet, right?
Well, this morning, different song from the governor. This is what he said about this issue and what Halle Berry didn't know.
Obviously, Halle Berry had some comments. Do you have any? She had
actually just was connected with her manager. We're have ability to reconcile, so we're reconciling.
So, like,
I've included it in the budget next year. She didn't know that.
Oh, really?
So we're reconciling.
So, what's your message to women who might have been offended by the bill, or just what do they not understand about the bill that they should understand?
They didn't understand we already in the process of enrichment, so we're getting it fixed.
So it's now in the budget.
Well, I wonder
well,
where
I don't think you can say it's not. What he's suggesting was in the budget, but the budget wasn't going to be unveiled until early
in
next
fact,
year.
we are told by sources connected to the governor's office, the plan was to announce the budget on January 10th. That's when they were going to do it, and that.
So why was there an accelerant?
Why is there an accelerant? And also, budgets are messy, right? They purposefully messy. Lots of hog trading. He is now pot committed. I think that's the biggest impact of what happened right now. If there was going to be some horse trading later on this budget, and maybe this would be kind of something that might be cut, he can't cut it now. He has got to stand behind this
and squarely
behind it. This is an issue that is now in the budget, and you can bet others are going to be like, well, he's got to take that. Let's find other things we want him to cave on.
I guess the other thing is, look, I take the governor at his word on this, that this must have been in the budget because he can't just now insert it because the legislature's involved in all that. So I think what Halle Berry did was she moved the process along very quickly publicly.
Yes.
And it basically forced the governor to make the announcement. I wouldn't say forced, because he could have still decided to just sit on it until January 10th. But
I don't know.
It's
I think
pretty clear.
A lot can happen in a budget in a month. I'm telling you, there's a possibility that could have gotten out of there.
Win for Halle Berry, and I think a win for Newsom.
Hi. Hi, I'm Danny Love. And look, I think talk is cheap and actions speak louder than words. He's vetoed this twice. And I think that he's addressing it now because of the claims that Halle Berry has made. I think that if he does pass this in this budget, this next budget, that would be great. But I want to see it done before I give him any praise yet. But I think hopefully we are moving in the right direction.
Halle got an early Christmas present.
9 years after Kim Kardashian went through that ordeal in Paris with the jewelry thieves, she is still brought to tears. Although it's not the criminals who are bringing her to tears, it's her ex-husband. Kim, on the latest episode of The Kardashians, was talking about not just, she was getting ready when they were shooting that to go to Paris for the trial of the robbers, but she was talking about something that Kanye, and I hadn't heard this before, but this is the first I'm hearing this, something that is upsetting her, something that Kanye said about the robbery. Listen to how she describes this, and it's very clear that she is very emotional about what Kanye said.
Even my ex-husband had said, you know, and you faked your robbery for a TV show, and had said that in front of all these people. That was so like a knife to my heart. Just to think that someone wouldn't believe you is like, that's so close to you, that should know you, that should know how much that affected your life. It just really bothered me for, like, you don't know who I am. So to finally be able to go to trial and face these people and hear their, like, accounts and apologies and, like, I'm like, see, guys, it was real.
Here's the problem, I think. Number one, I have enormous sympathy for Kim with this robbery. And she really believed, rightfully, that they were going to kill her the way they acted in that apartment. So I get it. And that makes total sense to be emotional over the robbery to this day, and probably for the rest of her life. With Kanye, it's different. She, more than anybody on planet Earth, knows about Kanye's mental illness. She lived with it for a long, long time, for years, and behind closed doors had to deal with all sorts of horrendous things, because we've covered this, and there are things we haven't talked about, but I can tell you, Kim knows about that. She stayed with him for almost a year longer than she wanted to because he was so unstable. She didn't want to cut the cord until she felt he was in a decent place. So she knows about his mental illness. So for him to say, oh, the robbery's fake, I mean, is like
and I get your point.
Par for the course.
I don't know where and when exactly he said this, but as I hear her describing it, that's the first thing I thought, that, oh, this is Kanye in the middle of an episode where he is just saying outrageous things. But to her credit, I don't know.
In 2016, the same year of the robbery, Kanye was involuntarily committed on a psychiatric hold. So she knew then he had this severe mental illness. So whenever he said it afterward, she knew he was.
And there's been lots of things he said since then that make it clear.
I tend to agree with that. She's very familiar with Kanye's mental illness, and she's dealt with it during the course of their marriage. They're married in 2014. This is 2016, and she stayed with him until very recently. What is different here is that there are things that seem out of bounds, even for Kim Kardashian. This is sort of an et tu Brute kind of moment, right? This is a betrayal of, this is something that he lived through with her. He's not saying Chris Jong-un.
He's not saying it in his right mind. And
we don't.
Of course it is, Derek. And
Kim should know that.
Look, I don't want to raise really terrible issues. He talked about abortion on stage with the family.
Yes.
So he has done all sorts of horrendous things that she's had to deal with. What I'm saying is, 9 years later, when she's lived through all of this, I get that the robbery makes her emotional. It's weird to me.
But I guess.
But this revisits all that trauma for her, and it's her own person who was in the trenches.
I understand what you're saying, because
that
was my reaction as well. But maybe it's just not that simple for her to take it with a grain of salt when he says these things.
Can I say what?
Even if she knows that it's mental illness, it still hurts her to hear him say it.
I'll say one more thing.
Derek?
She seems very sincere in this, and I don't think she's a great, talented actress. I mean, we've seen her acting. I'm not taking her to task, but
this is Derek damning with faint praise. This is exactly what he does.
I've been pretty tough on her. This is too good of an acting job.
Hey, it's Emiliana from Pennsylvania. You know, just when I thought Kanye couldn't get any more unhinged, he proves me wrong on a daily basis, okay? I'm not even the biggest Kardashian fan, but hearing the details of what Kim went through in that robbery made me sick. And the fact that he even accused her or even uttered the words for a slight second that he doubted that that happened to her is crazy. God bless that woman, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, Kim is amazing. I get it. Like,
You used a word there that I'm not going to repeat, but the C word, I think that's what it's about.
Coming up.
So it is a term we have all heard lately, certainly this year in particular, Trump derangement syndrome.
Now there are people in the medical profession talking about this as a real thing.
Psychotherapist Jonathan Alpert wrote a column that has gotten a lot of attention. He's joining us right now to talk about that. Jonathan, welcome to TMZ Live.
Be right back.
So it is a term we have all heard lately, certainly this year in particular, Trump derangement syndrome.
Coined by Donald Trump.
Yes, and there are a lot of people who have accused others of having this syndrome, and others who have said, who've been very angry when someone suggests that they have that.
So we thought that this was just kind of a political thing where, if you hear Trump's name, you're automatically against it. But now there are people in the medical profession talking about this as a real thing.
And whether it should be actually should be now categorized as a real medical syndrome. One of the people who is getting a lot of attention because of an op-ed he wrote, a psychotherapist, Jonathan Alpert, wrote a column that has gotten a lot of attention and has changed his life, I've heard. So he's joining us right now to talk about that. Jonathan, welcome to TMZ Live.
Happy to be alive, actually. I've received a lot of threats, including death threats, following that op-ed piece. So happy to be here with you.
So let's talk about the op-ed piece. What is this syndrome? Do you believe it's real, and what are the symptoms?
Yeah, and I made it very, very clear in that op-ed piece that Trump derangement syndrome is not an actual psychiatric diagnosis. So we don't see it in what's called the DSM, the Bible of psychiatric disorders. However, I express great concern about what I'm seeing with my patients. And this, we probably have to go back to 2016 or so when Donald Trump, the politician, emerged. People were highly anxious. They were getting ready to flee the country if he won. Some people actually did leave the country. People were restless. They couldn't sleep at night. They were dividing families. They were cutting people out of their lives. I had patients who were hyper fixated on Trump. And these are hallmark features of a lot of disorders that I see out there, whether it's an OCD type disorder or an anxiety disorder. So I started to think maybe Donald Trump is onto something. Maybe TDS is a real thing.
So when you see patients who are experiencing these things, and whether you call it TDS or just call it, obsession, what is the advice you give them, and do they take it?
Some of the advice I give people is to really try to separate fact from fiction. I have patients that come to see me. They think the gays will be rounded up and shipped off to some faraway island. They think that Trump is a Nazi, et cetera, et cetera. And we all know neither of those things are true, yet patients believe it. So a lot of the time that I spend in session is helping them to make a distinction between what's fact and what's fiction. And for some of these people, I'm able to help, and others are not.
Jonathan, and I think that's good advice, but what if some actual facts really are upsetting to your patients? Like, some of these things are legitimate facts that can be very upsetting.
Yeah, and some of them are. And one of the things that someone can do is cut off from the news outlets that they're watching, maybe spend a little less time on social media. People surround themselves with echo chambers. That's not helping them to feel any better. The other thing that I recommend to people, especially coming out of Thanksgiving and going into Christmas season, is to recognize that friends and family are far more important than any one politician or political party, or at least they should be.
I'm going to disagree with you here, because to me, what you're saying is that people who are really exercised over Donald Trump should be like an ostrich and stick their head in the ground and not look at what's going on. There are a lot of people who support what Donald Trump is doing, and that's part of democracy. There are also people who care about democracy as really one of the reasons, if not the reason, they're in this country. And people who have been alive for a long time never thought the democracy as they knew it was at risk. And if it's that important to them, why shouldn't they follow it and care about it and even grieve over it if that's really their point of view? So why is that wrong to be obsessed over something where they believe, at least, that their country is going down?
Absolutely, people should get involved and join rallies and marches if that's what they believe in, and they should try to advocate for change if that's what they truly believe in. But my concern, again, is where it's starting to dominate people's lives to the point where they're cutting people out of their lives, they're losing sleep, they feel sick, it's affecting them mentally. That's my concern as a therapist.
Jonathan, I'm curious, you mentioned that you were getting death threats. What were the, why were they that upset that are these people, they're upset that you have labeled them, they feel that you've labeled them as having TDS, or are they upset that you're suggesting that maybe it should be a real thing? What was the nature of the threats?
Sure. Yeah. And I think what happened is, if you go back to 2016 when Trump won, people were shocked, they were angry, and then that anger became hardened into their identity. And then we're seeing that play out. And, I really just got on TV and wrote about what I was seeing, some of the symptoms and some of my concern. But I think people read what they wanted to read and just saw TDS and linked me to it. And then they started to cast all sorts of insults my way, calling me a pedophile protector, wishing me to die the way Charlie Kirk died, et cetera, et cetera. Awful. So what we saw playing out was exactly what I talked about. We saw pathology playing out.
That's awful that you're getting that. I'm curious. And I'm not asking this, to be sarcastic or snarky, but would you say that some of the protesters, or at least the ones January 6th, that broke into the Capitol and severely injured police officers had BDS, Biden derangement syndrome?
Oh, absolutely. I think the protesters on January 6th were sickening. I think they are deranged. And what happened on January 6th was absolutely wrong. They went after a sitting vice president. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, Democrat or Republican, you don't storm the Capitol. That's absolutely sickening.
Donald Trump is kind of obsessed with Joe Biden. He has a picture of an autopet rather than Biden in the White House residence quarters. He talks about him all the time. Does Donald Trump have Biden derangement syndrome?
Well, that's a really good question. And I think the difference between President Trump and the millions of Americans that might have TDS is that Trump personally fought an election with Joe Biden. And I think he still does live in Trump's head. I think he represents what led Trump to victory. But I think the big reason why is it just represents the contrast, the ongoing contrast between Mr. Trump and Mr. Biden.
Yeah, but you said that that Biden is living rent-free in Trump's head, and it's because of the grievances over the election, and he brings them up all the time. Feels like Biden derangement syndrome to me.
Well, as a clinician, I wouldn't quite go so far to call it derangement syndrome. I would just say it represents the contrast between the candidates that continues to be on Trump's mind as he cleans up some of what what occurred during Biden's administration.
Jonathan, thank you so much for being with us. And I know you have a book that is coming out next year. You can pre-order it now, called Therapy Nation. Is TDS going to be part of the book?
The book will absolutely talk about the division that we're seeing in our country playing out lifetime. So I'll talk about how we got to the point of where we are now and what people can do about it.
I love that you opened up this discussion because you really did. I saw you last Sunday and I was just fascinated by it. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks. We'll see ya.
Coming up.
1 week after his arrest, Ray J is trying to explain what happened that day when he allegedly pulled a gun on Princess Love.
You wanna take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Cause y'all drunk as and y'all alcoholics? Take my kids then.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. Well, 1 week after his arrest, Ray J is trying to explain what happened that day when he allegedly pulled a gun on Princess Love and some of her relatives. That's what she claimed, and that's why he got arrested. Ray J's version, this is his explanation for what you're about to see here. This is the stream that was going on when this all happened, and he's saying that Princess Love is misinterpreting how this all went down.
The worst Thanksgiving in the world, bro. Now I got my kids in here with me. Like, I'm not, like, ain't nobody taking my kids away from me on Thanksgiving. You got here for anyway, bro. I swear to God, I'm in my own house. And if these got foot close to this door, bro, I'm gonna blow this away, bro. What you trying to do? Take my kids?
Yes, I'm getting my kids.
Okay, take your kids. Watch how they cry. Y'all wanna drive drunk? Y'all wanna drive drunk? Drive drunk. Drive drunk, princess.
Right, you just
drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk, princess. Go ahead. You wanna take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Cause y'all drunk as and y'all alcoholics? Take my kids then. Go ahead.
Right.
Like I know you take my son. Hey, don't touch. Hold on, bro. I swear to God, I'll shoot the out of you.
Shoot
y'all
me
get
right
out of my
now.
house.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
You see a gun.
You see the gun. By the way, the clip with bullets in it. You see him load the gun. Right.
So I don't know what happened because she's saying
you just pointed
a gun at me.
Right.
But we don't know what happened during that critical moment.
That video does not acquit him.
And we spoke to him on the phone, and he said basically what happened was, well, he's claiming that Princess Love and her cousin and her cousin's husband came over to the house. They were drinking throughout the day, preparing for Thanksgiving. At some point, they wanted to step in and take his kids away from him. When they started doing that, he didn't like that. So he reacted. He didn't like that they were acting belligerent, that the cousin's husband reached for the son. So he said he snapped. He stands by the fact that—
By snapped, meaning that's when he went, is that when he went and loaded the gun?
What does he say about pointing?
He claims he never pointed the gun at anyone in that house, that he pulled it out. We don't see anywhere in this video, at least, that streamed him pointing it at anyone.
There are two things here. One is, did he point a gun? Because that would be the basis of any criminal charge, and that was the basis of the arrest.
Mm-hmm.
So that will play itself out in court. There are two things. The bigger thing to me is, I have absolutely no doubt that somebody contacted the Department of Children and Family Services, because when you hear and see him loading a gun, when you hear him saying you're drunk and you're driving with the kid, DCFS, I mean, we saw this with Britney Spears back in the day, that I have no doubt, because this is the bigger issue, the kids, that on both sides, they got to look at this.
Right. My question was, even if he didn't point the gun at someone, if they are watching him load that gun and at least brandish the gun, that is also—
It depends.
It's not the same thing as pointing it at them.
It's not the same thing. And you're right. I mean, at a point it becomes assault if it becomes threatening, where a reasonable person would feel threatened.
In other words, like if they're in the house and there's already been a dispute over the kids.
I don't think loading the gun is enough. I think it really does have to do with pointing it and threatening her with it.
Right.
But again, to me, the bigger issue is
with the kids.
And I just cannot imagine DCFS is not looking at this.
I'm Tiffany from Indiana. Just from watching the footage, I do believe that Ray J was suffering from a mental breakdown, possibly, or something to that effect. Even though Princess Love's family was in his bedroom and he was upset, that doesn't mean grabbing a gun and making threats is the way, while traumatizing the children, is the way to handle the situation.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Coming up.
We broke a big story about Tara Reid and that alleged drugging at a hotel bar. She ended up in the hospital and filed a police report. Well, the police have done their investigation and they say there is no visual evidence, at least, that Tara was drugged at all.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. We broke a big story about Tara Reid and that alleged drugging at a hotel bar outside of Chicago. You know that last week she claimed that she ended up in the hospital, and she says that she was told that she was drugged, and she certainly feels like she was drugged and filed a police report. Well, the police have done their investigation, and we spoke with them yesterday. They say there is no visual evidence, at least, that Tara was drugged at all.
In other words, there was a surveillance camera at the bar, and they looked at it, and nobody spiked the drink that they could see.
As she claimed, right.
When she went out to smoke a cigarette with this guy.
Yeah, you guys. And I also spoke with the cops, and they did acknowledge that there was a moment in the video that they combed through where they did see and noted the bartender put a napkin on top of her drink. Remember, when Tara filed the police report, one of the things she mentioned is that when she came back from a smoke break, she noticed there was a napkin on her drink, kind of insinuating that, you know, why is someone touching her drink? And maybe that could have been the moment that she was drugged. However, like you guys said, cops say there's no indication of a crime. There's no evidence of a crime. It's still an open investigation. They're waiting to get back test results from Tara because when she went to the hospital, she told us that the hospital told her she was drugged. So they are waiting to see that evidence from Tara.
If there is evidence. And even when we spoke to her that day, you asked her, you said, Tara, if they told you were drugged, wouldn't they have told you what the drug was?
She said no, but then she said, we asked, are you getting the report from the hospital? She said, I've asked for it. She thought she was getting it in a day. Now that's changed.
Yeah, they're telling me that it's going to be about 3 weeks, 15 days to 3 weeks until they get the reports back as to what exactly was found in her
She
system.
accused the guy that she went out to smoke with of spiking the drink. And the more I thought about that, that doesn't really make sense because she was with him.
Right.
She was she insinuated.
But how could that
her
be
report.
if he walked up to her, they go out, and when they go out, that's when she thought the drink was spiked, but he was with her outside.
Right, and she did clarify. She's like, look, I don't know who did, but I actually spoke to Sean P. He's a YouTuber, and he was the one that was her smoking buddy. He told me that I actually spoke to police yesterday, and they told him that they're not investigating him as a suspect. They don't think he did any wrongdoing. Obviously, in the footage that they combed through, they could see he didn't do anything to spike her drink or anybody of that matter. But he was happy to give his side of the story to police, which he's already given us as well.
So once we got that information, the next question is, so what is her reaction to that? This is what she told us. The bottom line is no one ends up in the hospital incapacitated for over 8 hours after a drink. Last thing I remember is having one drink and waking up in the hospital the next day without remembering anything. This has been a horrifying experience for me that is severely affecting my mental health. I cannot sleep over this, not knowing what happened to me. I believe I was drugged. Something happened to me.
Tracy, Pennsylvania. I feel so bad for Tara Reid. She's been mocked for years, and this situation is no different. Clearly, she's not okay. And instead of helping her or offering her some privacy, a crowd gathers and people start laughing and taking videos. Whether or not she was drugged, I think people need to give her a little bit of grace because she's been through a lot.
She has been through a lot, and you could say, you could give her grace, but whether or not she was being drugged turns to criminality.
Well, also,
certainly they could have shown her grace.
And she filed a police report. So she is saying this is a crime. That's a very public thing.
Yeah. Gotta love finding love late in life. Earthquake, the comedian,
or nurses late in life.
Well, yeah. Couldn't it be both? Why can't it be both? We got Earthquake out at LAX, and we talked to him about his wedding. He got married just a couple months ago, and he is, what is Earthquake, 61, 62? He's over 60. But it was a beautiful wedding, and we talked to him about finding love late in life and why he decided this was the time to get married. It might not be the most romantic, but it's real.
Getting married later in life, you know, why? What's the reason behind it?
I mean, it's dangerous out here in these streets, and everybody need a caregiver. You need somebody to take care of you. Independent contractors are terrible caregivers.
Yeah, good. Very romantic.
Yes, we fell in love during COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's concentrated love. That's 2 years, and that's what made me know that she was the right one, because we could coexist without doing absolutely nothing.
Has anything changed in your relationship since getting married?
It's better.
It's better? How come?
Yes, because now it gives her the security, and she knows that I'm hers and we each other, and it kills out all the other things that could get in the way. You know,
right.
When you have a foundation.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So she's not worried when you're out in the road or anything like that.
Yeah, you know, quality is always better than quantity.
Boy, he said a lot
He
there.
saved it there, because at first it sounded, and maybe he was just joking about the caregiver. Maybe.
No, he clearly-
maybe. But at the end, it was kind of romantic.
No, it was. But the thing that I found interesting, he says he met her during COVID.
Right.
And they started a relationship. So he wasn't isolating. Right?
Well, everyone had COVID buddies.
You had a COVID buddy?
I did.
Well, tell me about it.
Shut up, Harvey.
I don't think it was a him, but no, but he knew.
Hey, shut up, Devin.
Well, he knew.
Well, no, we say, let's.
You want to focus back?
What about the COVID buddy? I'm just curious.
Listen, you had to have someone that you felt comfortable communicating with and talking.
No, but
and
when you were in a household,
having conversations.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna try to save you here, but
please.
He apparently knew her for years, and then they rekindled their romance, I guess, during COVID, and that's what led to them getting married.
Right. So they didn't meet during. Right.
But that is isolated. You lived with someone during COVID.
Yeah. Did you?
Well, no, right. But if you're with somebody before, then you're just status quo. If you're bringing somebody in, would Dr. Fauci approve?
If you both tested before, then it's fine.
There was.
Yes, there was. There was a test.
Okay. So,
Yes.
So you're saying that you tested before,
right?
Your
And then
COVID buddy.
and then
Did
we
you
and then
test-
COVID buddies
like,
to get together.
Did you test before your COVID buddy?
Yes.
And did the COVID buddy text?
Yes.
And you were both negative.
Are you doing the COVID police in 2025? What in the heck is going on?
Hi, everybody. My name is Kamar from Atlanta. And let me tell you something. Earthquake is definitely shaking it up. He got married to that lady, but I want to say that she is a 10 out of a 10. Now, him saying that you need a caregiver and that's really why he married her, it was strategic. So to him, it's all about business. But for all my ladies out there, I think we need to watch out. Are we marrying a man to be a provider and love, or are we marrying a man to take care of him when he gets older?
Well, I thought all men want that.
Yeah. Why
just
Why can't we have both?
Coming up.
Welcome to TMZ Surprises. No, our producers didn't want us to know exactly what happens here.
Today is my boyfriend's 30th birthday, and I decided to make it a little bit more special this time.
What the?
Okay, I thought this was going to be funny.
I thought this was going to be funny.
This was supposedly going to be funny.
Be right back.
Welcome to TMZ Surprises.
We have no idea.
We have no idea.
Often I have no idea anyway.
You often don't have an idea. I also don't know. Our producers didn't want us to know exactly what happens here. Here's what we know. A young woman decided to give a birthday gift to her, a 30th birthday gift to her boyfriend. Some people think this gift is way off base, maybe? We don't know what it is.
We're told whatever it is, we're told that this is actually real. It's not a joke. So let's watch.
Today is my boyfriend's 30th birthday, and I decided to make it a little bit more special this time. So I'm gonna lie to him and pretend that I only got him a small present, which is this shirt from Calvin Klein, and then later on his present is gonna be hidden inside the cake. It's something he really wanted for a very, very long time. Happy birthday to you. Here I'm telling him that there is a surprise inside the cake, and for him to reveal it, he will have to remove the top piece and have a look what it says.
Oh, we're going to Auschwitz, yeah.
What?
What is it?
What? Going to Auschwitz? We're going to Auschwitz.
What the?
Okay, I thought this was going to be funny.
I thought this was going to be funny.
This was supposedly going to be funny.
Also,
people in the control room, you said it was.
We were ready to laugh, and now
what are you
they cut the
talking
cake
about?
and it says, we're going to Auschwitz.
Okay, I could understand somebody who is interested. Because I've been to.
What country are they in? What language is that? Was that German?
I don't know, but I don't think she's saying it like, ooh, let's celebrate. I think maybe he has a reason for going. It might be a relative. But what's going on in the control room that
You guys are warped, man.
Yeah, that you thought we were going to laugh at this?
You guys are warped in there.
What
I'm very
is going-
concerned.
I mean, for the gift, that's like seriously.
So now I'm sure on social media she posted this. She's getting destroyed, right?
I would hope so.
Of course she is. But at the same time, I mean, I could understand somebody who really feels like they want to connect.
Yes.
Where
obviously there's a reason to go visit Auschwitz.
Here's the thing. She is a thirst trap for putting it on social.
And putting it
because
in a
she
birthday
knows
cake.
she knows what she's doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. Way to go, control room.
My name is Anthony of Los Angeles, and yeah, she definitely knew what she was doing. It's rage bait. You got to remember,
yes,
their bills are paid by engagement and not nothing else.
100%.
Yeah,
you nailed it.
Yeah.
You get a TMZ T-shirt. You
There's
get
the
a
rage
TMZ
baiting
T-shirt.
again.
You're
Yes.
totally right. Totally right.
Coming up.
We've seen robot dogs before, but down in Miami at Art Basel, this is definitely a different take on the robot dog because they put billionaire faces on the dogs. I don't know if this makes them more appealing or not.
Be right back.
You know that they call dogs Fido sometimes? This is more Wi-Fi dough. You know? They're robot dogs.
Wi-Fi dough?
Wi-Fi dough.
Robot dogs. We've seen robot dogs before, but down in Miami at Art Basel, this is definitely a different take on the robot dog because they put billionaire faces on the dogs. Zuckerberg, Bezos. Who else is there?
Elon's
Musk,
got to be there.
Of course, yep, there's Musk, got to be there. I don't know if this makes them more appealing or not.
Oh, did you see that?
This is
they take a dump with what are they?
Best part. It's like a digital printing. You see that? It like prints out a poop.
Oh, that is.
Listen, people are
really
already
That's my
afraid.
favorite part of it.
People are afraid of robots.
Yeah.
And they think the robot's going to take over.
Yeah.
This is not the year to be putting billionaires on those robots.
No,
it's not going to make them.
People are going to freak out when they see this. And
I think this is really clever. I like.
You know what you could do?
Especially the poop.
Right.
We
Yeah,
never
the poop's
got.
about-
We never got
the fight.
The UFC fight
Yes.
between Zuckerberg and
Oh,
Musk. Now let's have
yes.
the robot dogs fight.
Yes.
Right. It's got to happen at the
Let's
Coliseum,
see.
though.
Is it all right
We
to
got-
do robot dog fighting?
I think so. Yeah. Just not
That's
real.
robot
Real,
dog
real
fighting.
dogs. No.
Real dog fighting. No.
That's
Robot dogs.
fighting.
Yes. Coliseum. Make it happen.
Call Dana White.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, this is India here in Tampa, and as a millennial, I'm just like, we have got to find something else to do. I don't know if everybody needs to go outside and touch the grass, but it's getting out of hand with the technology. Art is up for interpretation, but I would much rather see like Bob Ross, some painting. This is like freaking me out, honestly.
No, but that's the whole point of Art Basel. It's
Different.
out there. It is out there. What else you guys want to talk about?
Hey, it's Buck out here in freezing Nashville. I want to make a comment on the Halle Berry story. I thought the fires were bad news for Gavin Newsom. This is even worse news. She is so beautiful. She's so talented. She knows exactly what she's talking about, and she's right about this. He has not been paying attention. He has been neglecting some of the things that he should be paying attention to. And I myself would vote for Halle Berry for governor of California. I think she's fantastic.
Is that fireplace real or fake?
It is fake, and it's just illusioning the fact that maybe it'll keep me warm.
Well, that's why you're freezing. I mean, geez.
Well, I mean, it might also be the.
What else? One more.
Hey, Piff from Minnesota about the Kim Kardashian comments on Kanye West. Sadly, is anybody even shocked that Kanye said that to her? Not only was Kim's robbery proven to be 100% real, but to insinuate that the mother of your children is lying about being tied up and held at gunpoint is disgusting. Say what you want about Kim Kardashian, but at least she doesn't publicly talk bad about the father of her children, unlike Kanye.
You're right. She has never said a bad word publicly. She doesn't. You're right.
Coming up.
Pantone. Did not know this, never heard of this, but since 1999, they've been doing their color of the year, the paint color of the year.
I'm with you. I did not know either, but their announcement got a lot of people ticked off.
Be right back.
Pantone. Did not know this, never heard of this, but since 1999, they've been doing their color of the year, the paint color of the year.
I'm with you. I did not know either, but their announcement got a lot of people ticked off.
Where's the color?
Their 2026 color of the year.
Where's the color?
You're looking at it. It's called Cloud Dancer. It's basically just white.
It's white.
To me, they couldn't come up with a color, and they're like, I don't know, just go with. They're looking at the paper.
Seriously, guys?
And they just went with a fancy name, Cloud Dancer. I mean, unless I'm
this
looking at it
should
wrong.
be the end of Pantone's color of the year.
Normally,
they've gone through every color, and they're now down to white.
This segment would normally be really difficult for you because you, I'm pretty sure, are clinically colorblind.
I'm not clinically colorblind.
What color is this shirt?
Blue.
All right, this is a tricky one. It's because it's more green.
It's blue.
It's more green, but there is some blue. That's fine, but you get it wrong all the time.
Okay, color of the year.
Cloud Dancer.
Should be a green of some sort.
Why?
Because the right green on a wall is perfect. I mean, we had somebody who Skyped in with a green this week.
Your passion for interior design is.
It's just never ending. We'll see you tomorrow.